Hello everyone, welcome to Topic of the Day. In this edition, we shall be discussing about the MPLAD scheme, which stands for Members of Parliament Local Area Development Scheme, under which each MP gets certain amount for the development of their region. Now recently this scheme was back in news as a proposed change in the rules defining the utilization of funds under the MPLADS has raised objections from the opposition leaders. Firstly, we'll discuss about the recent changes and then we'll discuss about the MPLADS scheme. Firstly, there is restoration of funds. The grant of funds under the MPLADS scheme was suspended in the wake of COVID-19 pandemic and it was restored recently till the financial year 2025-26 a few months back. Secondly, the government has proposed that any interest accrued on the 5 crore annual funds that are allotted to each MP for their local area development scheme has to be deposited back to the centre. All interest earnings from the funds released for each central sector scheme remitted back to the Consolidated Fund of India. So far, the interest accrued on the fund used to be added to the MPLADS account and could be used for the development projects. So, what is the MPLAD scheme? It was introduced back in September 1993 and it is a central sector scheme, that means wholly funded by the Government of India. Its annual entitlement is Rs 5 crore and objective is to enable the MPs to suggest and execute development works of capital nature. Now, under this scheme, the Lok Sabha members can recommend works within their constituencies. The elected members of Rajya Sabha can recommend works within the state of election, and the nominated members of both the houses can recommend works anywhere in the country. It is administered by the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, and the implementing authority is district authority under collector, magistrate, or the municipal commissioner. Now, in the areas inhabited by the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe, at least 15% of the MPLADS entitlement for the year is for scheduled caste and 7.5% is entitled for the ST areas. Now, if we talk about certain arguments in favor of the MPLAD scheme, firstly, there is a good number of projects have been completed till date. Then we have people-centric MPs. There is engagement of MPs with public and regional imbalances. Also, there is day-to-day addressing of the problems by leadership role of the MPs and solving issues. It is also an antidote to favoritism as spending is done for even marginalized sections, specifically scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. Now, if we talk about the arguments against the scheme, most importantly, it violates the separation of powers, that is, it gives executive functions to legislators. There is no accountability in terms of quality and quantities, and there is lack of awareness. Further on, no proper SOP is followed and there is improper maintenance of the records. Also, we have unwise allocation of funds which includes misutilization, appeasement of kins, etc. There is work done on instead of asset creation. Now, there are certain reports that recommend the discontinuation of the scheme. Most importantly is the second ARC report. Now, for a possible way forward to the running of the scheme, there should be strict recognition of separation of powers and also importance should be laid better monitoring of such schemes. Now let us take up a practice question on this topic. With reference to the MPLAD scheme, consider the following statements. First, it is a central sector scheme. Second, the scheme is administered by the Ministry of Finance. And third, under this scheme, Lok Sabha members can recommend works anywhere in the country. Which of the given above statements are correct? You can write your answers in the comment section below. So the correct answer is A, that is only the first statement is correct. It is a central sector scheme that is wholly funded by the Government of India. Second and third statements are incorrect. The second statement states that the scheme is administered by the Ministry of Finance. But as we know that the scheme is administered by the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. Also in the third statement, it says that under this scheme, the Lok Sabha members can recommend works anywhere in the country. But only the nominated members can recommend works anywhere in the country. Therefore, the third statement is also incorrect. So the correct answer is A only. Well, with this, we call it a wrap of today's edition of Topic of the Day. For regular updates, you can follow us on our social media handles. And for more such videos, do stay tuned to the next IAS YouTube channel.